Hi, my name is Emily Vale and I'm the sales manager with Starcrest Realty in the Dallas area. And I want to show you something today in HUDHomestore that will really help you out in being prepared in advance for some issues that can come up with regard to inspection on HUD homes. I've pulled up this particular property that one of my investor clients is interested in, and my investors told me, hey, I'd like to make a bid on this property. Here's what I want my bid to be. I pull the property up, I see that it is uninsured, that it is in the extended listing period, meaning it is available for investor bids, and I think, hey, this looks like a pretty good deal for my client. It's been listed for a little while, it's on daily bids, it's something that we might be able to bid a pretty good amount within the list price and actually get that under contract. So it looks like a great property for my client. However, my client is one that really does like to do a full inspection on his properties and know what he's dealing with. Of course, with regard to investors bidding on HUD properties, we need to be advising them and understand that their earnest money is non-refundable. So their inspection period is simply for them to decide whether they wish to move forward or not. And if they decide that it's too much work to be done, then they will be forfeiting their earnest money. So do make sure that your clients understand that going in. Now, when I'm looking at this particular property, I'm going to go to the Addendums tab, and I'm going to get prepared in advance on this. Before I bid, I'm going to look at a couple of things. Again, this is an uninsured property, so I do know there is some damage to it, but I want to find out a little bit about the extent of that. So first thing I'm going to pull is the property condition report. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to take a look here and see what I can find out. Alright, it's going to tell me some basics about what was tested and what the level of functionality was. I'm going to note here there's a lot of no's in this list. No's are not a good thing. That means that they either were not able to test a certain system or that it was not functioning when they did test it. In this case, I've got a lot of non-tested things. You can see it says the HVAC system was in good visual condition but could not be operationally tested due to the electrical system had loose wires at the breaker panel. Okay, so I'm going to note that. It also tells me the electrical system in general was not tested due to those same loose wires, as well as the appliances were not able to be tested. Another red flag for me is I'm looking here at the plumbing and it's calling it out as damaged and saying that the pressure would not hold due to open plumbing lines. So I'm going to note that as well. Now, the issue that I'm going to have here is, of course, my investor is knowing that he's going to need to make some repairs to this property, but he is wanting to do a full inspection. Some red flags here that I'm seeing with the loose wires as well as the plumbing lines not holding pressure is that when I go then to get this property under contract and go to request utilities be turned on in my client's name in order to do his inspections, more than likely I am going to be turned down for that. The asset manager is going to tell us no, that we are not able to engage these utilities because of these issues that they called out in the property condition report. Sometimes you will actually find notations in the property condition report telling you they will not allow utilities to be engaged, but not always. You need to be savvy enough to be able to review this report and understand those red flags and see that I'm looking at this, in this case I'm seeing that we're not going to be able to engage electricity or water on this property. That's going to be a problem for my client. So I'm going to print this out, take it with me to talk to my client and decide whether he really wants to bid on this property or not. Another good addendum here that we can take a look at is the Disclosures Addendum. That's going to be named something a little bit different depending on the asset manager, but something to do with disclosures, sometimes disclosures and repairs. And what this tells me is what actually they found that needed to be repaired in order to bring it up to FHA standards, and that tells me the reason why it is uninsured. So it gives me a list of those disclosures and tells me what's the big ticket items that are wrong that causes it to exceed the $5,000 limit on repair escrow. So I can kind of get some basic information there. I can also print that out and take it to meet with my client when we're viewing the property. And these are good items to have with you in addition to all the normal paperwork that you take, because I want my client to be informed up front. I don't want any surprises when I go to request inspections and they tell me that we're not going to be able to engage utilities. So that's one of those things that you want to get out ahead of. It's unfortunate, but it happens in a lot of cases, and it's something that you don't want to risk your client's earnest money getting them involved in a property where they're not going to be able to do adequate inspections. Now, this property would be great for some investors with a little bit higher tolerance level, but my particular investor is really not interested in things that he can't fully inspect. So this is one that I'm probably going to pass on for that reason. So I hope that was helpful to you, just a little bit more information to get yourself prepared ahead of time to make those smart bids, and I hope you have a great day.